For her 13th birthday, Anne Frank received a gift that would become her most treasured possession, a red and white checkered diary. At first, the idea of writing in it felt strange. She had never kept a diary and mused that no one would be interested in the thoughts of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. She famously wrote, "Paper has more patience than people." This thought lingered. While surrounded by a loving family and many acquaintances, Anne felt a deep, unspoken loneliness. She longed for one true friend, a real confidant to whom she could open her heart and share her innermost secrets, without reservation or fear of judgment. This profound isolation sparked a brilliant solution. She wouldn't just write a diary, she would write to a friend. And so she invented Kitty. This wasn't just a name for her book, it was the birth of an imaginary soulmate, a silent, patient friend who would listen to every secret, every frustration, and every fear. By addressing her entries as letters to Dear Kitty, the diary transformed from a mere record of events into an intimate conversation. Through Kitty, Anne could finally unburden her heart, exploring the complex world inside her head and making sense of the increasingly chaotic world outside. It was the beginning of a unique friendship, one that would preserve her voice for generations to come. Anneliese Marie Frank was born in Frankfurt, Germany, in 1929. But the world she was born into was rapidly changing. By 1933, with the ominous rise of the Nazi Party, her parents, Otto and Edith, made the difficult decision to flee. They sought refuge in Amsterdam, a city they hoped would offer safety and a new beginning. Anne, the youngest, stayed behind for a few months, living with her grandmother in Aachen. It was a time of quiet waiting before she finally journeyed to Holland to join her parents and older sister Margot in their new apartment on the Merwedeplein. Life in Amsterdam began to feel normal. Anne was enrolled in a Montessori nursery, a place where her inquisitive and spirited nature could flourish. She was a bright, if sometimes talkative student who easily made friends. She progressed to the primary school, forming deep connections with her teachers. But the encroaching laws of the occupation soon shattered this semblance of normalcy. When she had to leave her beloved school for the Jewish Lyceum, the farewell was marked with genuine tears, not just for her teachers, but for a world that was shrinking around her. Amidst this growing uncertainty, family remained her anchor. Her grandmother joined them in Amsterdam in 1939, a comforting presence until her death in early 1942. The loss was profound for Anne, a shadow that lingered over family celebrations. On her birthday that year, a special candle was lit in her grandmother's memory, a silent tribute to a love that endured. Despite the sorrow and the ever-present fear, Anne's world was still one of youthful energy. She was surrounded by a close-knit circle of friends, navigating the universal trials of adolescence, schoolwork, friendships, and a burgeoning interest in boys. Her life was a tapestry of ordinary moments woven against an extraordinary, terrifying backdrop. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, a young girl filled with dreams and contradictions, on the very cusp of discovering who she was meant to be. For Anne, school was a place of vibrant friendships and lively chatter, but it also presented its own unique set of challenges. She adored the social whirl, but her talkative nature often landed her in trouble, particularly with her maths teacher, Mr. Keesing, whom she affectionately dubbed an old fogey. He was perpetually annoyed by her chatter during his lessons. As a punishment, he assigned her an essay on the subject, a chatterbox. Anne, however, wasn't one to be easily discouraged. She saw it as a creative opportunity. In her essay, she cleverly argued that talking was a natural student trait. More than that, she claimed it was an inherited quality, passed down from her mother, who was just as talkative, and one could hardly change inherited traits. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at her arguments, but the talking didn't stop. Soon, a second essay was assigned, an incorrigible chatterbox. After she handed that in, her talking continued unabated. For the third punishment, Mr. Keesing assigned a final essay with a title that made the whole class roar with laughter. "Quack, quack, quack," said Mistress Chatterbox. By now, Anne had exhausted her arguments. She needed something truly original. With a little help from her friend Sana, who was gifted at poetry, she decided to write the entire essay in verse. The resulting poem told the tale of a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings, who were tragically bitten to death by their father simply because they quacked too much. The message was clear, a playful jab at her teacher. Luckily, Mr. Keesing took the joke in the spirit it was intended. He read the poem aloud to Anne's class, and then to several others, his stern facade melting away. From that day forward, the punishment ceased. He allowed her to talk and even began to crack jokes himself. Anne's wit had turned a grumpy teacher into a friend. Through Kitty, Anne expressed herself freely, her worries, dreams, and humor. The diary became a confidant, a friend who would always listen without judgment. In her diary, Anne found companionship, courage, and a voice that could capture the beauty and struggles of her life. Kitty was more than paper. She was a friend, a witness, and a keeper of secrets.